What's up, YouTube Nation? Hobbs here. Now, Insurgency had a big update come out last weekend. It was about 750 megs, tons of bug fixes, all kinds of a new map, just all kinds of stuff. So I figured I went through the patch notes. I figured I would share them here, kind of hit the highlights, talk to you about them, throw some gameplay in the background so you can kind of know what's going on. The first thing, right off the bat, I think one of the biggest upgrades in this update is they have laid the foundation for a competitive mode, an esports style mode where you can have actual rankings and things like that uploaded to the web. Everything kept together and organized. That's huge. Now, it's not working yet. It's not fully functional, but they've laid that foundation. They put in that groundwork. They also said in the patch notes that they will be creating a competitive testing group on Steam, which will give you early access to features before they are introduced to everyone else. We will also use this group to test the systems on a smaller base of users and solicit feedback. So, if the competitive scene, competitive Insurgency is your bag, you definitely want to be looking on their Steam group for when they're going to start recruiting people for this early access group. Because that would get you in, way early. You'd get all, you'd be able to see all the improvements and all that other good stuff before anybody else does. And, you can help influence the way it's made. They also added a new map. It's called Dry Canal. When I played it, unfortunately, throw some gameplay up in the background. When I played it, unfortunately, I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. So I'll probably throw in some clips from spectator views and everything else. When I went through it, it was, I'm not saying this in a bad way, but it was a typical Insurgency map. It was, eastern desert area, well, we're, in the Middle East where the game is based, with buildings blown up and everything else, checkpoints, all that other good stuff. It seemed like the times that I played it, the few times that I played, everybody kind of fought over point A, which is on a bridge. So it may be just that they need to do some balancing tweaks on it and things like that. It may have been just that since it was such a new map, people didn't know strategies or anything else, the hiding spots and all that other good stuff. But it really was a good map. Definitely enjoyed it. They've added new facial animations, several new weapon animation optimizations, which is awesome. They're doing all this while they're working on Insurgency Sandstorm, which is going to be, in the Unreal 4 engine and the latest greatest, which is cool. They're still supporting this game and haven't just tossed it to the side since they're working on a new one. Player spawn staggering has been implemented to reduce server lag spikes that occurred when a large amount of players spawn at once. So they've actually gone in and optimized everything to where the player spawn has been staggered, so you just don't have the server overloaded with everybody trying to spawn at once and just lagging out the whole server. So that's cool. Ammo has been tweaked to be more limited, so strat comes in. It's nice. You actually have to check what shots you're making, and you can't just spray and pray, which you never really could in this game. Players now get correctly damaged and flashed by grenades while leaning around a corner. They fixed several map bugs, too many to list. Pressing escape now closes menus properly, always awesome. Another big one, HTML messages of the day have been disabled due to player feedback. Unfortunately, too many servers were abusing this ability by playing ads that could not be stopped or were too obnoxious. So, and there were a lot of those servers. I had been on a few. I wouldn't say a lot, but I had been on a few where they were using it to play messages and you name it in the background while you're trying to play, and just using it as a money source, I suppose. It's not in the true spirit of the way it should be, where a clan or whatever is just trying to drum up a few extra dollars to keep their server going. It was more of a really obnoxious and try to play as much as possible, and it just interrupted the gameplay. It wasn't any good. They've updated commands for mod makers, including a new weapon exclusion command. This was pretty interesting to me. I never really thought about needing to do this, but I'm sure it's useful on some servers, some unique types of gameplay and stuff like that. It allows for only one weapon mod of two types. In other words, you can't make it you can make it on the server where if a person selects like a ×2 scope, they can't also select HP ammo. You know, if you were to wish that, you can make it basically, even though they're two different complete types, where normal gameplay, you know, you can only select one type of optic. Well, using this command, you can only select one type of optic if you also have a bayonet or something, or a sling, or whatever other mod is. So it's, you know, it can be used in special gameplay and stuff like that. New Kappa Mode has been added, which is a roaming spectator mode. It's named after the famed World War II photographer Robert Kappa. It is controlled using console commands. It looked like I haven't experimented with it too much, but it looked like right now it's more on the back end, but it's something that they're wanting to bring a full roaming spectator mode to the game, which to me is always cool, flying around the map and watching battles. I'm sure it could be abused on some, you know, gameplay, some ways to play the game, but it's still neat to me to watch around or fly around and see all the different little battles and going on, and follow people around in the skirmishes and everything else. So basically, in a nutshell, that's the highlights from the recent Insurgency update. Once again, I'll put a link in the description if you want to go and see the entirety of the patch notes there. And I will also, Day of Infamy also had an update where they had 5 new maps and a couple other things. I'm going to hit those in another video. I'll throw the link in the description. I really appreciate you watching. Like, favorite, and subscribe if you don't mind, if you want, but you never have to. I really appreciate it. We'll talk to you again soon.